Daxon, Weaver Family Farms. A little out of breath from just digging in the hole where I'm gonna put the pine here. I'm about 80 or so foot away from the house. These pine trees can get up to 100 foot, even though typically, 50 to 75 or so foot's pretty common. This is a loblolly pine. Also, I want it far enough for my fire pit, because when you have needles do like this, during drier times and fall and stuff, you don't want that really be a fire hazard. And then hopefully in the future, before I'm too old, we want to put an in-ground swimming pool over here. So a little bit of shade would be nice, but I don't want it close enough for just all the needles that it drops every so often. I think it's every 7 years or something. I don't want them just filling up the pool, but anyway. And these are normally like 15 or 16 bucks at Walmart. This is almost my height, about 5'9", 5'10". Looking like it's a little dry, so they probably haven't been watering it much. But anyway, I got this bad boy for $3.75. I actually got the last 6 they had. I'm gonna get it in the ground. Also, I don't like how these roots up here are exposed. But some of that may have fell off in the way here. I don't have my truck right now, long story, but my sister's in town. I was able to put all 6 of them in the back of her Jeep, so I probably lost some of the soil, pine shaving stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to go over a little bit of details. That's kind of what they grow like. A pretty nice shade tree. And typically when you're talking about a fast growing tree, there is almost nothing fast growing that lives a long time. And I say almost never because I would consider this an exception. These grow around 2 foot plus a year, and they can live a good 150 plus years. Most pines are pretty similar. They do like a lot of sun, so this says at least 6 hours of sun a day. Water 2 to 3 times a week. That's kind of going to depend on the season you're planting. This is fall right now. Maybe once a week will be all right. In the summer, yeah, you're probably going to be closer to 2 or 3 times a week. Typically, any new tree you plant needs about 1 inch of water a week. This shows 50 to 70 foot average in height, and you want to plant them, it says about 30 foot apart. They're hardy to -10, which we're here in Missouri. That's pretty close. We've had it colder than that, but I don't ever know what their hardiness goes off of. If that's what the temperature gets down there where the roots are, it's gonna be a little bit warmer in the ground, but should be good. They're selling them here at our local Walmart, and the conservation also sells these loblolly pines for our area. So I got my hole dug. I always dig my holes a little bit deeper than the pot, and I try to do it about twice as wide, so I might need to take a little bit more out of there. But however, I always like to plant it where the roots are just right at ground level. Plant it high, it won't die. Plant it low, it won't grow. It's kind of the thing I go off of, and I've had good success with that. I especially noticed that with my peach trees I planted, especially since things kind of start to sink, over time, and they'll sink, ½ inch or so. But the point is, you don't want to get these roots to where they can't breathe and drown, which a lot of people don't know that. But I'm gonna get this tree out here. I'm gonna pause the video, and but the reason I dig deeper, even though I said this needs to be about level right here where it is and planted in the container, I'll go and put some loose dirt back in there, and it kind of helps the roots when they grow down kind of establish it a little bit better. Same way with the width. Where I want it sitting, you can see the top, these roots are right about level with the ground. And once again, like I said, over time this will sink, and you can put a little bit of dirt on this because these roots really need to be protected, but just ever so lightly over the top of them. If you want these to breathe and not drown, during heavy rains and stuff, and the tree, when it gets established, it'll eventually sink down. I don't know how hard to see, but that's pretty well level, ground level here. So I'm gonna start backfilling my dirt back in, and I'll come back in just a second. Alrighty, so I got it in the ground. You have a little bit of extra dirt, just because obviously the tree already had a lot of dirt. Now, this is mounded up a little bit, and you don't really want it like that. I was just doing enough to cover up those roots because of how high I want to plant it. Now, what you really want to do typically is have it kind of going like this, so the roots, when it rains or you water it, kind of give the water time to go down into the roots. And you can mostly do a lot of that with your feet. However, the easiest way to do that is getting some mulch. And sorry, I don't mean using leaving my feet here to get water to the tree. I mean by pressing your shoes down and kind of curving it in a little bit. You don't have to sit here and jump up on top of it or nothing crazy like that. You just want it to get nice and packed, get those air bubbles out. The most important thing you can do though when planting a tree, and now if it was in the middle of the summer, what I would have done before planting this guy in the ground is fill up the hole with water, then put the tree in there and put the dirt in it, just to make sure the roots got a lot of water. Now we're, 45 degrees, 50 degrees at night and about 60, 70 in the day here in October in Missouri. So I'm not really worried about it, especially our ground's actually pretty moist already, so I can spray the top with the hose and I'll be pretty satisfied. Trying to think of anything else. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. I've been doing lots of tree stuff, have at least 100 tree videos, and haven't really done one on actually planting a tree, what works for me. Now I'm sure I'm gonna get people come along saying, oh, that's not how you do it, that's not how you do it. Thumbs down, try to, but that's all right. Y'all do what you want to do. I'm doing what works for me, and I planted hundreds of trees this year and have only lost maybe 6 trees total out of like 400 or more. So I consider that a pretty good success rate. This pine really does need water. And you can plant about any tree you're planting like this. Like I said, with the mulch, you never want to bring your mulch up like this. I drive around in big towns all the time and I see them just have mulch piled up like this, and you don't want to do that because you end up with your, getting fungus and stuff like that, because you're keeping the stump of your tree wet. You don't want that. You want just a light layer of mulch on here, maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch right here, and kind of curve it up like that and make kind of a bowl right here to help hold that water and moisture over the root zone of the tree. So I think that's it for this video. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Be more than happy to answer them. If I don't know the answer, I'm gonna say I don't know, but I'm gonna try to give you my best advice. I'm gonna go get the hose and really try to soak this and get this tree settled in real good. And watch out for my other future update videos. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.